The Wood Shop is sponsored by ChefwareKits, with hundreds of items for wood turners. Alright, welcome back. I'm going to do a tool review today. It's on the BullDog Chuck. I've got to play around with it a little bit and I'm pretty impressed, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, let's take a look at the basic chuck and everything it comes with. So, it comes with the chuck, a regular set of jaws, wood screw, and the adjustment wrenches, and then an insert for whatever lathe you have. So, the whole chuck is coated with an anti-corrosion. The jaws and the back plate are actually, it's a zinc and copper mix that, so it's corrosion resistant, so if you leave a wet ball or something on there, it's not going to rust on you. Alright, and then on the back, this all your gears in here are sealed, so it resists dirt and grime and everything from getting in there. But if you do need to maintenance, it's just 2 screws on the back. I just took this off a second ago to look at it, but some of these are hard to get off if they have plates on the back. But just 2 screws. Open it up, oil it, clean it out if anything got in there. But it, like I said, it is sealed, so I doubt anything's going to get in there. But if you need to, that's how you take that apart. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I got 2 sets of jaws, actually the set that came with it, and then 2 other sets. So I got the pin set, and I got the little extended nose ones. I'm not sure what the exact name on that is, but the pin set, these are great for doing, I'm actually going to demonstrate real quick pepper grinder like I just made last week. You can do it with these now, and for drilling out pins, if you're a pin turner, you can drill them out right on the lathe. You don't need to get a chuck for your drill press or anything. So I'll show you how to do that. And this is actually really nice. I've been wanting to try one of these out for a long time. It's for bowl turning. It has a dovetail on it, actually, so that when you're turning a bowl, normally for a set of jaws like this, if you want to do a recess on the bottom, you put and turn it from expand it. This is way too close to do any work or even actually sand on it. So I'll put that back on. So what this set here does is actually brings it out way away from the chuck. So you're way out here, so you can get in there to sand it, do a little bit of tool work if you have to, and get the bottom cleaned up. And you don't have to spin it around to finish it off. All right, I'm going to try to do the pepper mill and drill out a pin blank real quick with that one first. Let me get it back together. Alright, so I just replaced it with the pin jaws. Just put my insert in here, and then I'll put the pepper grinder on it. Alright, so I just took a piece of firewood from outside. This actually is I took this right out of my yard a couple years ago. Slide it over. Tighten it up like that. I'm going to bring the tailstock up. I just made one of these, and this would have been so much easier to instead of putting it in between centers. It kept loosening up a little bit, and I kept having to put the tailstock up, but that clamps down right down on it. Oh, and one other thing, I was talking to Paul. So it has a dovetail out here, and he's actually, the new ones that he's just manufacturing right now will have an inside dovetail too. There were some people that requested that, so he's doing one with the new ones having dovetail on the inside too. Alright, I'm just going to use a roughing gouge and get it true. Alright, it held it in there, it didn't slip at all, and I just roughed that up. But basically what I wanted to just kind of show you was, when I turned the other one in between centers, when I took it off, I had to hand sand the bottom there. I took it over on a little pad on the drill press and then had to clean it all up. With this, I can pull the tailstock away, finish this part, spin it around, and then finish the other side of it, and no hand sanding, which was nice. I wish I would have used this, but I'll just kind of do the top real quick and show you. All right, I'm gonna cut that off with the saw and then flip it around. So I just cut it off, put it right back in the jaws, expanded them, and then I'll go ahead and clean up the bottom of this real quick, and then I could sand it. Yeah, this would have been much easier. I'm just gonna cup it a little bit so it sits nice and flat. All right, let's drill out the pin blank. So for pin blank, like I said, some of the manufacturers have these for doing the same thing, but they only have 2 jaws. This one has 4. Hold on to it nice and tight. Just bring your tailstock up. Instead of drilling these out on the drill press, pin blanks drilled out, ready to go. All right, let's take a look at the other jaws. All right, so here's what I wanted to show you was this is a standard set of jaws, and I turned a tenon on it, this bowl I'm finishing here. So putting your tool in here and trying to clean this up is not a good idea, and putting your fingers in there trying to sand that is an even worse idea. So, but if you were doing a recess on there, this would be even closer, or the bottom of your bowl would actually be touching. So same thing, you have these openings here, tool could catch, finger can get caught or cut in there. So let's take a look at the little snout nose ones and see how much further it brings it out, so you have a little more room to work. I think with that, yeah, I have less than ½ an inch. So let's put the other ones on, and I'll get another bowl and I'll drill a recess in it. All right, so I just put a square plate I'm working on it, and it gives you about, just barely over an inch. So it's a little, probably it doubles what it is with the other chuck. So, which is nice, and I haven't even taken any material off of this yet, so that will actually give you a little bit more. So, which is nice, and you can finish sanding it without having to flip it around. And it also is round on the inside in there, so you can, if you're working with dowels or round stuff. He said his grandson actually turns pins with this chuck here. He was trying to make some extra money, and so he was using this to do it. Or you can do, with the pin jaw set, you can do bottle stoppers and just put them right in there. So it's slick. I didn't make my recess very deep here, and just enough to go for the little lip there, but you can make it as big as you want, you know, depending on what you wanted to do or what you were working on. All right, well, I think that's about it. It's a solid chuck. I don't see anything cheap or flopping around on it at all. I do really like the fact that it just everything runs smooth. That's nice. Very nice. All right, and I will continue to work with it and give you an update here in a few weeks after I turn some larger stuff on it. And the standard set of jaws actually is rated for an 18-inch diameter bowl is what it will do. All right, I've only got to use it for a little bit, but I'm pretty impressed. It's solid, it's very smooth. I will keep using it on different projects and let you know if I have any issues with it. But also, I'll put a link to Craig's site down below. He's selling these ChefwareKits now, and there's a variety of sizes and a lot more jaw types than the ones I have. But so far, it's a good solid chuck, and they're really reasonable too, so on price wise. All right, as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.